What's up, everybody? This is Cam Jennings, aka Cam Fats, coming at you on behalf of the Cam Fats Daily Vlog. Welcome to Vlog 106. This is day 106 here, and today I want to talk to you about. It's kind of part two, really. This is kind of part two. Yesterday I talked to you about the Childish Gambino video, This Is America. I told you my views on the video, how I felt about it. A lot of people didn't share those views. Some people did, a lot more didn't. And that's okay. I want you guys to know you're free to express yourselves on my channel here. You're free to express your views. You are free to differ in opinion than me, of course. All I will say is, as I move into some of these topics that are a little incendiary, they're a little bit flammable, some of these topics that are a little bit more flammable, and not everyone's going to feel the same way about, and there's a lot of opposing viewpoints. All I ask is that you guys respect each other, respect me. Don't call each other names. Don't call me names. Respect the fact that not everyone's going to have the same opinion as you. Okay. That's the way it is. That's the beauty of, I think that's one of the beauties of America is that, we have the freedom to express our opinions. And not everyone's going to agree with us, and not everybody has to agree with us. If everybody had to agree with us or think a certain way, then, this might not be as good of a country anymore, because now we're not talking about democracy anymore. Now we're talking about something else. So that's what I would say to that. But this is, like I said, this is part two of that video. I want to get a couple things pulled up here because I want to see if anybody's watching this live. I want to be able to see if they're saying something to me so I can answer them. Anyways, I want to talk to you guys about part two, because what happened was when I first saw that video, that This Is America video, I felt like I was kind of a minority in my viewpoints and opinions, and I kind of felt, kind of weird. Like I wanted to see what everybody else was saying about it, So one of the channels that I listen to, and I like to watch their YouTube videos and stuff because they interview a lot of artists that I enjoy, a lot of artists that I like, is The Breakfast Club. I listen to The Breakfast Club, and they interview primarily hip hop artists, and they deal with primarily hip hop and rap music. I love music, all right, and I love hip-hop music, and I love rap music. As you guys probably know, if you've been watching this vlog, you'll hear rap songs, you'll hear hip-hop, among other different kinds of music. But I find hip-hop and rap to be very motivational and inspirational. And a lot of times, the kind of music that I play, rock music, a lot of times in rock music, you don't find a lot of kind of motivational music or inspirational music, things that just make you want to fight and push forward and then celebrate your victories, and in hip hop, you find a lot of that. So I do enjoy hip hop, and I enjoy that music. So it was kind of disturbing to me when I went over to hear The Breakfast Club talking about the Childish Gambino song, This Is America. I want to play a little bit of their interview, or I want to play a little bit of their discussion for you. Because I kind of found the whole thing racist, to be honest with you. And I felt like, wow, it's amazing. It just sounds a little racist to me. I'm going to play a little bit for you, and I got to be careful. I don't want YouTube to get mad at me for playing something else from somebody else or whatever, but I'm trying to make a point here. So this is really, honestly, it's fair use. It's educational purposes. But anyways, before I get over there and show you that, I want to point something out. So Nietzsche wrote a long time ago in Beyond Good and Evil, one of his most famous quotes, right? It translated to this, right? He who fights with monsters might take care lest he thereby become a monster. And when you gaze long enough into an abyss, the abyss also gazes into you. Now, to me, That's a problem that I think some people are facing, at least in this country today. I think, you know, certain group of people have stared so long into the abyss of racism that they've kind of become the monster that they hate a little bit. That's what I think. And I see it all over the place. This kind of racism, I just see it all over the place. But let me play a little bit of this interview for you so you know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and take this down a little bit. And let me actually, you know what, let me share my screen because you probably, this will help. Let me share my screen. Okay, and let me play this interview.
You're watching The Breakfast Club. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Now we're talking about the video. He just released it over the weekend. Very powerful, went viral. We just want to know, how did you interpret this video?
Ooh, first of all, oh, go ahead. Y'all want to go? Go ahead.
I'll start with you, Yee. What did you think, Yee?
And you guys know how I interpreted the song and how I felt about the video. But let's hear what Breakfast Club feels about it.
I looked at it as he was representing what America is, which is we get distracted by things like dancing, and those are the videos and things that go viral, because you can see there was a part with the cell phones too, which he references also. But there's bigger things happening in this world that get brushed under the rug in the background because we're so distracted by all the entertainment that we see before us.
I took it as that as well. I took it as he was being, quote unquote, America. And, you know, with the choir singing and them being so joyful and so soulful and so happy. And then,
which was also representative of the Charleston, South Carolina shooting in the church.
Right.
And 843, my birthday.
And that's something I referenced too in my reaction video. And I agree with those guys about that. There's no doubt. I agree with what they're saying.
Shooting the choir, it made it seem like he was America, representing the shooting of America. And also, I took it the same way as you did, as far as, you know, we're so distracted from the dancing and everything that's going on. We forget about the big problems. And I think that was the whole concept of him running from the problems at the end.
And also with the guns being treated better than the people. They make sure they put a special cloth for the gun. Someone comes and whisks it away. We care more about guns and gun laws and people being able to have guns than we do about the people that are getting killed.
Yeah, that was smart, and I agree with that as well. So.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't think either one of y'all are wrong. I thought visually it was great. It reminded me of that old X to the Z video. What you see is what you get. But when I first saw the video, it did not make me feel good. You know, I think he should have had a white man shooting all the black people who were enjoying him. Right there.
Now, what does that mean? He thinks he should have had a white man shooting all the black people. Now, look, as a white guy, I kind of take a little offense to that. I mean, why should it be a white man shooting all the black people having a good time? Why? You know, so to me, that is the beginning of some racist rhetoric.
Themselves having a good time. I didn't like the optics of him as a black man doing it. It felt like he was reinforcing the negative stereotype of black men being violent and the narrative of black on black crime, especially if you're saying this is America over and over. Like, let's show some balance, because no black people shooting down church folks with an AK-47. All right, the mass shooting problem is largely white men with the AK-47s. So show me the whole.
See, that's the problem right there. When he says that, like he's generalizing an entire race of people. Right? Oh, the mass shooting problem is largely white people shooting people down. Well, like that would be like the same as if I said, you know, the gas station robbing problem is largely, you know, black males doing that. Or if I say, well, the drug dealing problem is largely Mexican males doing that. It's quite racist to me. And I took offense to it.
Whole totality of America. And I definitely didn't like him shooting down all the black people, but at the end, running from all the white people. Let that chopper sing on Vanilla Ice this one time, man.
And you know, I kind of thought the point of it being him was that he was the person that was entertaining, because it was his song. So I guess he was.
Let that chopper sing on Vanilla Ice's one time. Man, I don't know exactly what he means when he says that. I think he means, let's see you shooting some white people one time. I think that's what he means. Or maybe he means, let's have the white people shooting the black people one time. I don't know. Either way, man, I found it to be pretty racist.
carrying out all the different acts.
I just don't think that most of America is smart enough to get that, especially white America, because we as black people, we can look at the deeper meaning. But if you're a white and you're watching that video, all you see is a bunch of N-words shooting a bunch of N-words.
That's what I'm saying. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I don't know about you guys, but to me, the insinuation there is if you're white, you're too stupid to grasp the deeper meaning. Like, that's quite racist, you know? What would that sound like if I flipped that around and said that about, you know, black people? What would that sound like? I think that would sound pretty freaking racist. I'll tell you guys something, man. I listen to The Breakfast Club probably every week. I listen to them, you know? And I'm a big fan of hip-hop music. But I got to tell you, like, this is the kind of thing that turns me off, man. It's going to turn me off of that whole situation. You know, it makes me feel like a certain kind of way, you know? And I think it comes back to, like, hate breeds hate. You know what I'm saying? Like, hypothetically, well, you know what? I'll get into it. Let's keep on listening. I got a lot to say about this.
That's what it does look like from the outside, because when I first seen it and I didn't hear the music and I seen it on, I was like, what the hell is he doing?
Exactly.
But let's go to the phone lines. Now let this guy talk. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Lady. Hey, mama. Now how did you interpret the video?
Now, first of all, I gotta say, I had to watch that video a million times because it is so intriguing and it's so mesmerizing, and he's just so artistic and just, like, you know, blowing my mind. And when I saw the video, for me,
it's not that intriguing. It's shock and awe. It's stark contrast. I mean, you know, if that's intriguing, I guess an ISIS video is intriguing. A terrorist ISIS video, decapitation, maybe that's intriguing too. I don't know. Not to me. I mean, but whatever.
It just stated exactly what is going on. It's just like all these serious things are going on in America. People dying, you know what I mean? But yet we're focusing on, you know, the wrong things. You know, like how he's dancing. And it's just like all this killing and everything is happening, but nobody is really putting focus on that. But we're worried about, like, you know, the latest dances and all this kind of stuff.
And weren't you so entertained by his dancing too while you were watching it? Like, okay, look at Childish Gambino go.
Yes, like not only did he dance, he killed it.
Right. He was killing it.
He was dancing like a bad bitch now.
He was getting it. I didn't know Donald Glover could do all that.
I was like, you ain't got to have a six-pack to take your shirt off anymore either. Hello, who's this?
What?
Damn it.
This is
Sorry.
right?
Sorry. Hello? Now, how did you interpret the video?
Okay, I love Donald Glover.
It's amazing to me how they can go from just like, you know, insinuating that white people are dumb and they can't grasp the deeper meaning of things, and they move right on into how this guy can dance really well. It's amazing. It's just amazing. They compliment him for his deep artistic values by mowing down people in the video, and then they compliment him on his dancing. I mean, it's amazing. It's like sheep. It's like the freaking sheep, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. This sheep thinking is nuts. It's like everybody considers this guy some kind of a great artist, so clearly everything he puts out must be gold, right? I mean, can't anybody see that, like, executing people in a music video is not really that deep? It's not really that amazing. It's not really that artistic. It's kind of disgusting, actually. I mean, you know, this is the problem with America today. That's what's going on. Sheep.
Childish Gambino, but that video disturbed me, especially when he gunned down the choir. I wasn't expecting that. I love his art.
Disturbed me too.
But we see so much black pain in real life that I don't really want to see it in my music videos and my entertainment.
Agreed.
I mean, look, I agree with you. I just wish you would have had a white man shoot down the choir, because
why?
Ain't no black people going up in no church with no AK-4.
Why would you wish that he had a white man shooting down the choir? I mean, how about this? How about nobody shoots down the choir, right? Look, the only way to get rid of racism is through love. All right. It's not through violent imagery. It's not through murder in a music video that's going to be consumed by a bunch of teenagers. I mean, that's clearly a racist comment. Why would you want a white man to be gunning down the choir? Why is that important to you? Why do you need to put the white man in a place where he looks bad? Right? Because, see, I'm white and I watch your show all the time. and I've never done anything to you except consume your content. But like now that I know you feel this way about an entire race of white people, like I don't even feel like watching your show anymore because I know how you guys feel. You hate on me just because of the color of my skin. So why am I showing you all this love when you're just hating? That's all. You're just about to hate. If I saw you in the street, you wouldn't have nothing to say to me because I'm white. So it's crazy to me, man. You know, it's funny because like we could take it back 200 years and maybe your great grandparents were slaves, and maybe my great grandparents were members of the Ku Klux Klan, you know? And the funny thing about that is like that racism did not survive because see, I grew up listening to NWA and Too Short, DJ Quick and the Beastie Boys and, you know, Run DMC. So like that racism didn't survive, but hate breeds hate. And like hearing your racism towards me and my race, like makes me not like you. That's what bugs me. Like hate breeds hate. The racism didn't survive. It's being rebuilt. So that's the thing that bugs me. There's so much racism right now in America, and I don't even know if it's necessarily coming from white people. I know it's not coming from me, but I'm definitely feeling it when I listen to interviews like this.
47. That is a white. The mass shootings are being done by white people with the AK-47.
Exactly, and I 100% agree with you, Charlamagne, because I immediately thought of Dylan Roof, but guess what? I also looked at the comments underneath that YouTube video, and a lot of white.
Why? Why do you agree with him? Why would you agree with him? You want white people shooting down the choir? Is it any less? I mean, is it any less disgusting? I mean, how? Like, if it was real life, I wouldn't want a white person or a black person shooting down the choir. It didn't really matter what color the skin was.
People are taking it as black on black violence.
That's what I'm telling you. I told you. I'm telling you, white people aren't going to see the deeper meaning. White people.
Like, why is he saying white people aren't going to see the deeper meaning? You think I can't interpret the freaking video? See, that offends me. Like, well, you know, like, what if I went around saying, man, black people aren't going to see the deeper meaning? Black people aren't going to understand the deeper meaning. Do you understand how incendiary that comment sounds? How flammable that comment would sound if I said it? But like, because this guy's black, he's allowed to say that about white people all day long. Like, white people are just stupid now. Like, we're not going to get it because we're white. I get plenty of stuff. It makes me sick, man, is what it does. It's ridiculous.
People are going to see it, and all they're going to see is the narrative of black on black crime.
Or they might see it and choose not to.
No, but that's exactly.
They know what it's supposed to mean.
When I first seen it, it was on Instagram. It was a snippet, and I didn't hear the music. And I'm watching. I'm like, why would he shoot another? And then I had to.
They know what it's supposed to mean. They're just choosing
but
to see.
But see, my problem is why show them what it's supposed to mean? Why not give it to them plain in sight? Why not let a white person gun down the choir? Like, I don't understand. And then running from the white people at the end. Like, what are we protecting? What are we afraid of?
Hello, who's this?
This is Serge.
Hey, Serge. How did you interpret the video, bro?
I interpret it the same way America sees America. It's pretty much the government sees us colored people and minorities, nothing more than profit margin. So what's the point? Just wipe us all out?
I got news for you. The government sees everybody as profit margin. It's not just black people, okay? It's everybody. If you really want to know where the discrimination is, it's poor people. It's not just black people. It's poor people in general. You guys need to wake up.
They can.
Explain a little bit more, please.
It's pretty much like the beginning of the video. He's gentleman sits out, was playing an orchestra video. He tells the black guy, and then from there he comes up, shoots him behind the head. That's what pretty much everyone in the higher position of power want to do is wipe us out, and then make sure they have the perfect society that they dream of. Pretty much in our race perfect world, only one shade.
Okay. So was Donald Trump doing the bidding of the white man, and that's why at the end of the video the white man was chasing him down because he was the last.
Donald Trump's doing the bidding of Donald Trump. That's who Donald Trump's doing the bidding of. He's not doing the bidding of the white man. If he's doing the bidding of anybody, he's doing the bidding of the rich man.
I left the kill.
Hello.
Oh, he's supposed to be Kanye West.
What?
Hello.
Hello.
You know what? Not for nothing. The first time I seen the video, I thought that was Kanye West that got shot. The first one because I couldn't hear it.
Why?
I don't know. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, Mama.
Good morning. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Roll your window up or something. It's a little breezy.
I'm so excited. I am so excited. I'm about to wreck my car. Oh my goodness. Okay. I honestly believe that, you know, after everything that Kanye said this past week, that Childish Gambino is the rapper that we should be rooting for. I mean, watching the video, I was so proud. And it was lit, just like the dancing, everything. It was just a lit.
Man, I feel sorry. I feel sorry for the future. I really do. People think that song was lit. Why was that song lit? Because the dude executed somebody. Look, take the executions out of that song. Take the executions out of that video. Take the where he shoots the guy in the back of the head and he mows down the choir. Take those out of the video. How interesting is the video now? I mean, it might be somewhat interesting. It's not nearly as you know, it's not nearly as just shock and awe. You know what I mean? It's not nearly as intriguing now because you don't have the pattern interrupt. You didn't expect those executions. You didn't expect them, and that's why you were drawn to it. You know, it's freaking basic marketing, man. It's not deep. It's not artistic. It's absolutely disgusting.
Video, and a video that I feel like we could be proud of. When he gunned down the first guy and then shot the entire black choir, and nothing happened to him after that.
Hey, listen.
You know, that really spoke to me, you know, and until he lit up that blunt, that's when people wanted to start chasing him, you know, and that really resonated with me, you know, because people do all kind of crazy stuff, you know, but when they want to smoke a little weed or do a little bit of this or a little bit of that, you know, nothing happens, especially for white people.
Hey, listen, I like the video too, but I don't know if you want to hold up Childish Gambino as a black beacon of hope just yet.
Why not?
Because he definitely has a white woman.
Does he?
What's wrong with that? Who cares if he has a white woman? That's amazing, you know. Like I'm supposed to teach my kids that, you know, everyone's equal. You know, I don't care who they date. I don't care if they date a Chinese person, an Asian person. I don't care if they date a black person. I don't care if they date a Spanish person, a Hispanic person. I don't care who they date. Like, I'm supposed to teach them that. But then I got you guys over there making a big deal about Childish Gambino having a white woman. Like that's a problem or something. It's racism. It's straight racism.
He definitely has a white woman.
Yeah, he has two kids.
And don't forget about that poem he wrote a few years ago saying he wish he was white. Now, come on, now, everybody, slow down, pump your brakes.
And you're absolutely right, Charlamagne. But still, after everything that Kanye put, after all of the defending that I had to, you know, defend my people in my place of work and everywhere else this past week, you know, I get to go back and show this video. The video was lit, you know, and I'm actually proud of it. It's something that I could be proud of.
Don't you go in there and show them white people a video of a black man killing a bunch of black people. Don't you? That's for us.
Thank you, Mama.
Stop.
Hello, who's this?
See, that's crazy. So racist, man. So racist.
Hi, my name is Kelly. I'm from Indiana.
Hey, Kelly from Indiana. How did you interpret the video?
When I was watching the video, I had to watch it several times to, I guess, understand what he was talking about. But in me personally, when I first watched the video, I was just focusing on him dancing and not what was going on in the background.
Exactly.
So I watching or rewatch it. And that's when, to me, that was the message, that we get easily distracted by pop culture and not paying attention to the important messages. What's really funny is I was talking to my mom the other day about this actual issue, about the Kanye situation, and everyone was talking about Kanye, but people aren't paying attention to that Trump is still getting investigated. What's going on in Puerto Rico? We just totally forgot about them.
Wag the dog.
That's why I love Donald Glover's skit on SNL, the Kanye place. That was genius.
That was funny. Did you guys see that skit?
People that are tweeting this morning.
Let me know in the comments if you saw that SNL skit.
The Pale White Horse. That everybody should go read that book. Behold,
the Pale White Horse.
But the pale horse in the background, followed by the police car. That was dope symbolism.
Yeah, there was good symbolism in the video.
Even the part where the kids are on their cell phones, and he says that's a celly. That part is because you know how they've been mistaking cell phones for guns.
Oh yeah.
That's in there too.
Listen, man, like I said, I thought it was visually great. I just wish he would have had a white man shooting all the black people, especially.
Man, he keeps on coming back to that, man. He won't let that go. He said that like 15 times already.
In the choir, you know, because I didn't like the optics of him as a black man doing it. I just feel like he was reinforcing the negative stereotype of black men being violent. And
you want to see a white dude shooting down everybody. Like, that would be cool to you. That would bring you joy to see that. See, that makes me sick, man. That makes me sick. That's a straight racism.
And narrative of black on black crime. And we all know that no black people shooting down church folks with an AK-47. The mass shooting problem is largely white men with the AK-47.
See, that's a generalization. That's a generalization. If I made a generalization about African Americans like that, if I made a generalization like that about African Americans, like, it would sound so flammable, you know? It would sound so bad, you know? And, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy. I just can't believe it. It's like you guys have stared into the abyss of racism so long, like you became the monster that you hate. That's what it feels like to me.
So I just wish he would have showed me the whole totality of America. And I definitely didn't like him shooting down all the black people and then running from a mob of white people. Okay,
right. Let
that chopper fly on Vanilla Ice this one time.
Well, check out the video if you haven't seen it. It's
great
very
video.
Interesting.
Oh, he means let that chopper fly on Vanilla Ice. What he means is like a helicopter, like a police helicopter chasing somebody down. He wants to see it chasing down a white guy.
A bunch of different jewels.
Very provocative.
Now, we got rumors on the way.
Hold on, moral of the story.
I thought you did the whole moral of the
story.
story.
No, the moral of the story.
That wasn't the moral?
No, art is completely subjective. Okay, it's up to the viewer to judge
whether
or not it has merit.
And that's the problem.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
That's why I think it's a great piece of art.
Art is subjective. You think it's a great piece of art, but it's still a piece of art. It can be seen in it can be seen and interpreted in many different ways, like the Bible, and we all know how that's ended up. You know, there are 1,000 different religions, all fighting with each other. So, you know, at that point, you got to ask yourself, what did we accomplish with this? So that's what I think about it, you know, personally. But anyways, we talked about the video yesterday, and I'm not going to keep talking about that. But what I want to know is, you guys heard that interview. You guys heard that little discussion. Now you tell me, am I tripping? Or does that sound like racism? Like, to me, that's just racism. That's a straight just discrimination against white people. Like, I tell you something, it got me feeling a certain kind of way. It got me feeling like I'm not listening to The Breakfast Club anymore. Those dudes are racist. That's what it made me feel like. You know, I used to love this show, but I'm not going to listen to it anymore, man. Because now I can't watch it without thinking, man, you cats are racist. You cats just don't like white people. Right? Well, I'm white. And, like, I got nothing against black people. You know? And, I mean, I listen to a lot of black artists. So, to me, like, to not be accepted by people who I like, and I love the work that they do, to not be accepted by them, I feel like, screw you guys, man. So here, what I'm saying, basically, my point is this, man. The racism of the past hasn't survived as much as it's been rebuilt. Like, because love breeds love. Hate breeds hate, right? So here you have a guy like me who enjoys hip hop, who listens to your radio station. But then your comments are so inflammatory that, like, I don't want to listen to your radio station anymore just because I feel like you guys are racists. So, like, I'm not going to turn around and hate an entire race because of some idiotic radio station. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm not going to stop listening to Jay-Z or Drake or some of these other artists I really enjoy listening to just because of some idiotic radio station. However, like, I am probably going to stop listening to The Breakfast Club because I feel like they're racist. So, I mean, you know, that's a seed, though. You know what I'm saying? That's you know, and then, like, then you start thinking, like, you know, like, how can you guys feel that way? You know? And it seems like it's not just The Breakfast Club. You see it everywhere. Like, it's almost like, I don't want to say reverse racism, but I hear all over the place, you know, black people saying negative things about white people. All over the place, I hear it. And it's amazing because, you know, like, I don't know. It's just amazing. Like, you know, like comedy. Like, I watch comedy, you know. Netflix has always got these comedy specials. Like, and whenever I see a black comedian on there, even comedians I enjoy, like Dave Chappelle. Man, I love Dave Chappelle. I've seen every one of his comedy specials. I watched all the Chappelle Show episodes. He's one of my favorite comedians of all time. But Dave Chappelle would just let loose on white people. Just let loose on white people. You know what I mean? And like white comedians don't do that. White comedians can't do that. Like they can't get away with that. And to me, I'm just like, you know, I think as long as like black people can just let loose on white people, like, you know, it's there's always going to be some acceptable level of racism, you know, because that doesn't make white people feel good to hear you discriminate against us. Like, I never had any slaves. I wasn't a part of that situation. That happened hundreds of years before I was born. You know, like I said, I grew up listening to NWA and Too Short. So like, you know, like, you know, it's just the racism, it didn't survive. Like it was rebuilt. That's how I see it. But like to me, now I know anybody watching this video, not everyone's going to agree with me. I understand that. But like, I just wish, and I'm not, and also, you know, I'm not saying like I understand, you know, the struggle or whatever. You know, I'm not saying I understand what it is, you know, to be black in America, because I don't. I'm not black in America. So I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying I know what it is to work on my family tree and I can trace it back to slavery, right? Because I don't, because I can't. But what I will say is that, like, in my lifetime, I haven't seen this slavery that you're speaking of. And I've been on this earth for 41 years, right? But I have seen how people treat me when I walk into a grocery store because of how I dress. I have walked into the grocery store and people look like me like I'm going to steal something. Like, so I know what it is to be discriminated against. So, I mean, I do understand that. I'm not saying it's the same thing at all. But what I am saying is this, all right? I'm a white man. I'm not racist against any black people. I'm not racist against any Hispanic people. I see people and I base people and I judge people on their merit. And I tend to give people the benefit of the doubt until they prove to me that they don't deserve the benefit of the doubt. That's how I handle things, right? I base people on their merit and how they deserve to be treated, right? And I seriously doubt that I'm the only one who feels that way. So I don't know, man. I know the Breakfast Club lost a fan yesterday, and I think they should be careful how they speak because, you know, they have plenty of white fans out there. And when you start hating on an entire race of people just because of the color of their skin, I mean, it sounds to me like you pretty much becoming the monster that you hate. That's what it sounds to me like. Anyways, I'll shut up about it. I got plenty of flammable topics to talk about, you guys. You know, maybe I'll bring up some more. Maybe I won't. I don't know. It depends on how I'm feeling. I just felt like yesterday and today, these were the topics I really had on my mind that I wanted to talk to you guys about. I feel like they needed to be said, you know, and that's just how it is, man. That's how I feel. I feel like there's a lot of racism in this country, and a lot of it's coming from black people right now, unfortunately. Well, I like to think not all black people are like that at all, because I know there's plenty of great black people out there. But why is it that I see so many black people with voices, giant influencers, like The Breakfast Club, who want to talk down on white people? Like, you guys heard that interview. You guys heard that discussion. They're basically saying white people are stupid. Like, they're not going to get the deeper meaning. Like, I'm white. I get deeper meaning. I know how to think, right? Just because my skin is white, that doesn't mean I'm an idiot. I mean, it's ridiculous. So I don't know. I found it offensive. I found it stupid. I found it racist. And, you know, what can I say? I'm done with the Breakfast Club. Let me know you guys' comments. Let me know what you think. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, everybody.